of a muscle. We're about to hit the road with the Scrappy racers.
Robert, I promise I'll never laugh at your tights again.
Welcome to Scrappy Races, where we've handpicked some of the finest amateur engineers in the country and challenged them to build road-legal roadsters that can be converted to take part in a series of mega challenges.
And today the teams are travelling north from the start line in Ipswich to join us for a medieval mission here at 11th century Rockingham Castle.
4 teams of bodgers had 5 weeks and 1,500 quid to build their basic rig for a journey that will take them the length and breadth of the country.
Doncaster destroyers and reigning Scrappy Races champions, the Chaos Crew. Designed and built a V8-powered ice cream van.
Suburban bobber boys, the Knuckleheads, have concocted a nifty open-topped beach bug from a VW Beetle.
Boys in Blue, the Cops and Bodgers, created a transatlantic monster by transplanting a 6-litre Dodge V8 into a jacked-up Vauxhall Carlton.
While brainy bravehearts, the Tartan Starlets, conceived Milo, the world's first stretched mini limousine.
Each week, our teams travel to a new iconic location, where the next Scrappy Races challenge is revealed. Then they have just 8 hours on a local scrap heap to adapt their machines ready for competition. Every event's worth points. Whoever racks up the most after 5 weeks on the road will be crowned the Scrappy Races champions.
Go!
The Chaos Crew took first place in our Road Skills Challenge, putting them at the top of our leaderboard, ahead of the Knuckleheads in second and Tartan Starlets in third, while the Cops and Bodgers bring up the rear after shearing off their prop shaft round the Road Skills circuit. But with 4 bonkers challenges to come, there's still everything to play for.
Their cars are road legal and ready for action. So on day 1, the teams are up at the crack of dawn, raring to go.
Your first destination is Rockingham Castle in Northamptonshire.
Waiting for the teams is an appointment with this giant archery circuit. We'll provide the arrows, the teams will build the bows. And to succeed around this Rockingham range, they're going to need some seriously strapping siege machines.
Yeah! Go!
In the meantime, the teams are savouring their first drive on the open road. For an hour, everyone's happy, cruising in convoy, enjoying the Suffolk countryside. But then the Tartan Starlets become separated from the pack. And Chaos Crew's cruising speed drops from 50 to snail-paced 25. It's not long before they're taking a pit stop to make running repairs.
Morning, Andy. All right, morning, lads. So, have you got a problem with the engine now, Andy? Is
The choke's not coming off, so
Right.
it's making it miss a bit, but making it more uneconomical, unfortunately, but
Right.
we can live with that.
What sort of miles to the gallon are you getting at the moment?
We're not sure. We're doing about 10, 12 miles on 25 quid's worth, to be honest. So,
Now, and also I noticed that there seemed to be a sort of slight shimmer effect as you drove along. You couldn't actually see the ice cream van, it was just sort of...
vibrating.
Yeah. It looked like...
Every time it hits a pothole, it sets the front wheels off. We've got a steering damper gone on the front, but
Right.
no problem. No, we can't
So
fix.
you can fix that, you can sort that out?
Just have to avoid all potholes.
Oh, no, you'll be all right. Yeah, just go on smooth roads. We'll have to find out we'll have to look on the map for the smooth road route.
Put it this way, we're staying off motorways.
Yeah, I think so. Today's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Cops and Knuckleheads have continued their way westwards. But after missing their turning off the A14, they decide on a stop in Bury St Edmunds for a spot of sightseeing and to get their bearings.
Where? No, look, it's simple, guys. It's simple. What you do is you follow you follow the B409372, which goes through Long Thurlow, Four Ashes, and Lower Scrotal.
Oh, that one.
And then when you turn left there on the B99721863, but then if you do that, it's absolutely straight through to Rockingham. We won't get lost now. That's easy.
Really?
And what about Tartan Starlets? Have they any?
No idea. I haven't seen them.
They'll know how to head north. Anyway, won't they? They'll have that.
road. It's so long they can't go in bends.
Yeah.
Of course, the
I think
curves.
the problem was a roundabout. We all went round. They just got onto the roundabout and got
It
stuck.
just got stuck in the middle. We won't get lost now. That's easy.
Now the route's sorted, the teams don't waste a moment getting back on the road to Rockingham.
Lying in wait is a tricky test of mechanical metal and medieval marksmanship. As our teams pit their wits against the humps, bumps and butts of this giant archery circuit. Despite some wrong turns, a few mechanical setbacks, and the Tartan Starlets taking a route all of their own, all 4 teams of scrappy racers have found their way to Rockingham on time. Now they're itching to find out what today's challenge is all about.
Scrappy racers, welcome to Rockingham Castle. And we can see you're all taut with anticipation, so let's get straight to the point of today's challenge.
We've decided to put a Scrappy Races spin on the medieval art of archery. Strategically placed around the castle grounds are 3 targets that you must hit with arrows fired from your vehicles. Hit everyone, complete the course in the fastest time, and you'll be crowned Master at Arms.
Scrappy racers, are you ready? Yay!
There's no time to waste, so it's straight from the castle to the heap, and not even the arrival of rain can dampen the spirits of our eager engineers. For once, bad boy bikers the Knuckleheads and reigning champs the Chaos Crew are thinking along the same lines.
Crossbow.
Got to be a crossbow on it, yeah.
Crossbow.
And the only way we can go is some kind of crossbow, bow and arrow, something like that. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
What kind of thing we can use for springs? Leaf springs?
Something that's going to resist both ways.
Yeah.
Not just bend and stay there.
It's got to be powerful.
It has got to be very powerful. But 1 leaf spring?
No, 2.
No, 2.
2 leaf springs.
2 leaf springs like that.
That's it.
We've got to pivot this because we've got to be able to fire. We've got to be able to fire up and fire down.
Steel wire. If we don't get steel wire, we're stuffed.
Finished.
Yeah.
What we're going to do for the rest of the day?
Like a normal bow, a crossbow's firepower is generated in the flexing of its arms, known as lathes. On release, these snap back, sending the arrow flying forwards. The advantages of a crossbow are they're easy to aim and fire, but the downside is they're slow to load. And if the lathes are built from a material without enough flex, the bow will end up seriously underpowered.
It's not much of a surprise when balmy bobbies the Cops and Bodgers set off in hot pursuit of a more madcap plan.
Big cannon.
I don't think I'll allow that.
No, it's an arrow, isn't it? How about sort of like, you know, a scuba diving sort of idea?
Scuba diving.
Harpoon sort of thing, yeah, that's sort of a winch.
Would be like a little model airplane launch. It throws it out with
Yeah.
a big rubber bungee thing, yeah?
So we're going to put it straight over the roof of the car?
Straight out the front of the car,
But
yeah.
if you get it wrong, we'll just end up throwing it.
Yeah,
Can't
or
find
just you
bungee,
throw
but-
it like a javelin,
You
yeah?
can't- yeah.
So we're happy?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go.
The Cops and Bodgers plan is to build an enormous scuba-style spear gun. Unlike a normal bow, a spear gun has a non-flexing frame, and all its power is generated in an elasticated rope, known as a bungee. Trouble is, bungee isn't the first thing you find on a scrap heap, and without it, the Cops could end up taking a manual approach.
Meanwhile, Scottish Swats, the Tartan Starlets, appear to have taken the medieval theme to heart.
What we're going to do is, well, what do you think?
You can use a catapult.
Why a catapult?
Power.
Power.
Pure power.
Right, okay. So based on, what, an A-frame structure?
A-frame
That?
structure, yeah.
Yeah, cool. What else? How are we going to get the power?
Suspension springs.
Suspension springs, right, okay, so that'd be quite big sitting there like that.
The Tartan's off-the-wall idea is to launch arrows from a catapult mounted on Milo's roof. Its firepower is generated in a large spring squeezed super tight by a powered winch. Pull the trigger and the spring recoils, flinging the arm and arrows skywards. With a strong enough winch and spring, the Tartans could generate plenty of firepower. Problem is, catapults aren't renowned for their accuracy.
OK, teams, get ready. You have 8 hours.
And your Scrappy waits!
Go!
Right.
First priority for all the teams will be finding enough steel to construct their behemoth bows. But on first glance, steel looks in short supply on this heap. so Cop scavenger Les is quick to grab the first bit he sees, no matter how small it might be. John Chaos is straight back into his scavenging stride, though, finding a decent length seconds from the start.
Meanwhile, the knuckleheads just seem happy to be back in their natural habitat.
It is really sad, but actually, during my dinner hours, I do go round scrapyards. I love them. I love old scrapyards that you can wander around.
It's good fun. It's big boys' toys, isn't it?
It is.
In fact, no one remembers seeing Lurch this cheery before.
Oi, mate.
Yeah? Excellent.
You never know.
Unfortunately, it's not such a happy start for Scrapheap novices Doug and Fiona. On their first ever scavenge, it's taking a while to find their feet, or any useful scrap for that matter.
With their scavengers out ransacking the heap, two team captains indulge in a little scrap heap sledging, one policeman to another.
You can take that down right away. You do realise this doesn't apply to me?
Yeah, but your teammates can't cross it.
Yeah, they can.
No, they can't. I'll cross it, so.
I'll swear.
I'm bigger than you.
Really. Have some more Weetabix and grow up a bit or something.
While Bowser and Big Andy bicker, out on the heap the scavengers are finding the scrap hunt heavy going.
Steel's at a bit of a premium at the moment, Baz. We're going to try and find some more.
No materials means no siege machines.
But you won't keep top-class bodgers down for long. If there's no decent metal lying around, it's time to improvise.
I mean, this, even if we can't use this, we can barter with it.
At the far end of the heap, Les has realised he can get a lot of what his team needs by stripping the insides of a derelict van.
And if you're a member of the Chaos crew and can't find the scrap you need, there's an obvious solution. Create some of your own.
We'll have to roll it over spot, but me and you'll do that.
It's time.
The starlets are having some joy at last.
That's what we're needing.
Fiona's dug up a super-strength spring that should fling their arrows a country mile, while Doug's used his noggin to get the metal needed to build their A-frame.
It doesn't take John and Spike long to strip the van of its useful parts. And almost as soon as it's returned to Captain Andy, the Chaos bow starts to take shape.
Morning, dudes. This looks lovely and chaotic. This also looks very like a sort of crossbow type thing then. Yeah. So is that mounted on the back of the...
Yeah, big A-frame out, pin stuck up so we can pivot it.
Right.
That jack on the other end so we can set the elevation.
But then the trigger, that's the fiddly bit, isn't it? Because this stuff's sort of fairly basic.
That's a secret.
Is it, oh, you got a secret trigger?
Yeah.
The Chaos trigger?
Yeah. A bit of string and set fire to it.
Well, that would work, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
Why can't you do that? That's, yeah. You don't exactly know when it's going to go off,
But
but you know it's going to go. Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, the Chaos crew are building a bow with real brawn. Built entirely from steel with leaf springs as laths, it shouldn't lack power. But fixing it to the back of their van could make it tricky to manoeuvre, aim and fire. And with all that power, Chaos need an effective trigger. Without a quick, clean release, arrows will end up flying everywhere.
We're hoping to take the target out totally, aren't we?
Straight through it.
Yeah, straight through it.
I would think the Castle Preservation Society are quaking in their boots. They're going to have holes all the way through it.
Come out with quake.
While Chaos seem intent on building a bow to obliterate the targets, for once Bother Boy Bruisers the Knuckleheads are taking a more subtle approach.
Here, in here.
Army Corporal Mick's been quick to spot the flex appeal in a pair of skis.
Oh, have a look at these beauties. They'll spring back nicely.
Les! Andy! Come back for a minute!
For the fuzz and rozzers, cops and bodgers, Andy and Les are still hunting for a winch that will stretch bungee to its limit.
Nah, too late. Forget it. You're too late.
It's time to make the best of what's available.
How about this? For a little winch.
I don't know how strong it's going to be. That might do it. Well, we can put a bigger handle on, can't we? It should do the job. We'll have it. Okay, done.
Possibly the first time a Scrapheap team has found a use for a bus display board.
Judge today is Master Archer Stephen Ralph. A world-renowned expert on the science and history of the longbow, he gets to design and build weapons for Hollywood blockbusters like Gladiator and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. So he won't have any trouble spotting whose aim is true and who's headed way off target.
So, Stephen, I'm just wondering if there is kind of an overall thing that all the teams should be aiming for in an archery competition.
A flat trajectory. Smooth release of energy in a flat trajectory.
So, I mean, with the size of the arrows they're going to be firing, they do need some power then, and as well as accuracy, don't they?
Yes, we need obviously to harness the power within the materials so we can store it, release it. You get the trade-off between the two, which will give you, hopefully, the flat trajectory, the fast cast.
Now, out of the 4 teams, I mean, as far as I can tell, there's 2 that are going for a sort of crossbow effect, which is the Chaos Crew and the Knuckleheads. I mean, is that quite a good approach, do you think?
That's a very standard, basic design. They're just using 2 different materials to achieve the same result. So it's how those 2 different materials store the energy to produce this fast cast. Right. Chaos are using steel, the other team are using the fiberglass matrix skis, so you get a different form of energy, same energy but different way of storing it within the bow.
Right. But they're sort of tried and trusted methods of doing it.
It is, it's just how elaborate, when you can over-engineer these things sometimes. Yeah. It is a simple design. It'll come down probably to who's good on the trigger on the day. So.
Now, the Cops and Bodgers are obviously going for a completely different design. I'm not quite sure I fully understand what it is yet.
Well, it appears to be some sort of bungee spear gun, almost like a huge catapult to fire the arrow, which I'm going to sit on the fence on that one for a while.
You're not quite so keen on that?
It'll work, I'm just not too, I think I'll probably wait till we do a test shot on that one.
And then the Tartan Starlets are going for a very unique design, a sort of javelin-throwing sprung arm or something.
Powered by coil springs. So coil springs are designed to absorb energy. Right. I mean, otherwise you'd be on your seat, you'd be bouncing in the air every time you sat down as it returned that energy. Right. So coil springs are designed to absorb it.
So at the moment the Tartan Starlets are definitely the outsiders by the sound of
rank outsiders, yeah. My money would not be going on them.
In every bow, the aim is to create potential energy that's transferred into projectile energy. The more projectile energy, the longer distance a bow can achieve. But for this archery challenge, teams also need to consider the accuracy and rate of fire of their device. The longer it takes to load, the slower the rate of fire, so the teams need to devise a simple and efficient loading technique. And if the bow isn't perfectly balanced, or the bowstring is pulled back unevenly, accuracy will be severely compromised.
So, Stephen, if you were let loose here and you were allowed to make any kind of crossbow or archery implement, what would you build?
Well, I'd be donning a red jumpsuit and I'd be joining the Chaos Crew, because I think their approach has almost been clinical so far, so I would say that they are, and that if the build is as good as I think it is, my money would be with them.
Right. So Chaos Crew's no-nonsense approach has impressed our judge. While at the other end of the scale, the Starlet's lack of focus is becoming a concern.
Do not try this at home. Painting in the rain, nightmare.
Nothing much has happened in their build, while Dawn seems more interested in ensuring Milo looks her best.
Never the kind of blokes to worry about aesthetics, the Knuckleheads just want to be sure those skis are up to the job.
Is there going to be enough give in this without snapping, do you think?
Look at it this way, we've both been skiing before. So if these things all hold us up, they've got enough spring in them.
And
I'm convinced
combined
this will work.
weights are...
That's just a small bit over 10 stone each. Just a smidgen.
That would make me about 3.5 stone a kilogram. And how are you going to aim it?
We've got a bearing over there that sort of rotates in all kinds of different directions, and we'll put that T on it so that the person at the end will be able to lift it up and down, side to side.
So you can make sure you definitely get the Cops and Bodgers as they're going past.
Yeah. How accurate it'll be, I don't know.
Don't tell them I said that.
You may be pointing in the right direction, it'll disappear off of 45 degrees, but we'll give it a go.
Aiming may be a concern for the Knuckleheads, but at least they're pretty clear what it is they want to build.
What's the plan then? Have you worked out what you're going to do?
Well, we started off with our catapult idea, which this would be the spring that would be used, but we're a bit unsure now because we're getting worried about, you know, how precise it's going to be and accurate.
So, I mean, when you say catapult, you don't mean like the thing that a kid would use to shoot the vicar?
Almost.
Oh,
Kinda.
Almost.
It would be easier to make that.
Right. So, but it sounds like you've got possibly another idea stewing as well.
Possibly, yeah. We thought about the mort idea.
Right.
Of having a spring like this size, and in a casing tube, like an exhaust or something.
Yeah.
And then having like a rod going through here, comes out here with different pinpoints.
Well, that sounds like, I mean, it sounds like you've got more chance, because you could then point that in the direction
Yeah.
you want a bit easier, couldn't
I
you?
wish we could do both, but we can't, so we'll have to decide.
There's not really a way of joining the two together, really, is
No,
there?
I know.
Double spring.
Well, I did think of that,
Could be. That could be the
Double
answer.
spring.
That could
Yeah.
really get it moving. It's never been done before. And that's always the worry, because there might be a reason why.
but exactly.
I don't quite know what happened to you guys, to you all yesterday, because when we were coming here, we all got lost, and I kept seeing team members driving the wrong way down the wrong lane.
Well, we thought we'd take Doug on a nice tour of Englandshire yesterday for the scenic route, you know.
A bit of Englandshire.
Yeah. I've been here before.
So you took the scenic route?
Mm-hmm.
There's no time for sightseeing now. None of our teams can take their eye off the ball if they're going to complete their highly strung weapons of mass destruction.
Our scrappy racers have their work cut out converting their roadsters into supercharged arrow flingers in just 8 short hours. Reigning champs, the Chaos Crew are living up to their no-nonsense reputation, already fixing their solid steel crossbow to their ice cream van. Burly bikers, the Knuckleheads, also went for a crossbow design, but an altogether lighter version, using fiberglass skis to generate its firepower.
But our 2 remaining teams are attempting less conventional builds. Perhaps because they've seen too many episodes of the A-Team, the Cops and Bodgers opted for a giant platform-mounted spear gun. While brainy bravehearts, the Tartan Starlets, are determined to reinvent the wheel, designing an arrow-throwing device that's never been seen before. So far, though, there's been plenty of theory and not a lot of graft.
Cupid, draw back your bow. I have to let the teams know they only have 4 hours to go. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I know. Come on, Doug. Get your skates on.
It's dawning on Fiona there's more to this bodging lark than meets the eye.
The time is going really quickly. Can't believe how quick it's going, and we're coming over so many problems. We can't find the things that we really wanted at the start, so like hour by hour it's changing all the time. I do feel that the other teams here have got a lot more of experience. Looking at what they're doing, that how come we didn't come up with great ideas like that, you know? Yeah, I do feel a bit disadvantaged that way.
Because, of course, you've been in to see the Tartan Starlets today, the lovely ladies.
Yeah, the lady. Well, and Dougie, of course.
Of course,
Dougie.
sorry, yes.
Although, you know, he's sort of, I think he's a honorary lady. They've got 2 designs. I mean, one is a sort of flinging arm, sort of javelin throwing thing, which, you know, it might work. They might prove us completely wrong, which has got a big spring under it and it betoings up and fires. And the other one is a sort of mortary, sort of a tube with a spring in it, a bit like a sort of human cannon.
Right.
I mean, obviously, without the they're
Without the
not
human
thinking
being.
of firing Dougie. No, I don't think they're going to do that. But you know, and I'm just worried that they're worried about it, and I'm just concerned because you know it's quite a big, it's a steep learning curve they're on. But of course, surprisingly, the Chaos Crew have nearly finished.
They haven't,
they're just so quick. They've got all the bits there, every single bit they need. They had there in about 15 minutes.
But you do have to ask yourself, who is actually going to beat them this year?
Yeah. Reigning Scrappy Racers champions. Tall order to beat them.
Absolutely. I think if any team is going to beat them, at the moment I feel maybe it'll be the Knuckleheads, because they're lying second at the moment.
Yeah, because I talked to Lurch this morning, and he said, I'm going to have a happy day today, unprompted. Because I even asked, because normally you say to Lurch, morning Lurch, how are you? Oh, it's terrible and awful. Everybody's horrible. The whole world stinks, you know, he's so miserable. And this morning he's going to have a happy day.
And you said, are you well? Are you okay?
I was worried.
Medics?
I had to have a sit down. I was so shocked.
Can't help thinking with a happy Lurch, maybe the Knuckleheads will be the ones to watch.
Well, absolutely, I think they could be.
That's a happy one. That's a happy one. What I'm going to tell you now is only for today. May not apply tomorrow. Cops and Bodgers, ha-ha. You've got the small quiet one, the other one who I can't remember, and then you've got the big loud one. That is Bowser's double, police officers. They're all the same, basically, rugby playing thugs. Bowser's captain. We do what Bowser says. Mick will argue. Mick wants to do one thing one way, Bowser will want to do it another. I hide in a corner and let them get on with it. The Scottish lot, one of them, I shall refrain from naming him, is quite volatile and it wouldn't take a lot to spark him. So if we start losing, we just wind him and he'll go. They've got power. If they can sort their handling and reliability out. They've also got the savvy, the knowledge, and they work together as a team, don't get flustered. They are the ones who will win if it's not us.
Solid.
So Lurch thinks Chaos are the biggest threat to Knucklehead's success, which gives even more edge to their battle of the crossbows.
Of course, no bow's complete without a bowstring, and it's vital the teams track down the right material for the job. Chaos have gone for steel cable to ensure they stick to their heavy metal theme.
Yeah, well then. We need it tighter than that.
Yeah, we need it tighter.
We're going to get it easy.
While the Knuckleheads are rooting around for any rope they can pull tight without stretching.
That's what we need. Bowser's going to like that.
Yeah, can't have too much rope.
Wait if I skip.
Maybe you can.
But it's the cops and bodgers with a real bowstring dilemma.
So the biggest problem we've got then is not having any bungee.
Still need that.
Well, I'll finish doing that crank, and then I'll go back out and I'll see if I can find it.
Otherwise we'll be tying elastic bands together or something.
We better get on there now.
We'll worry about that.
So far, all the cops have found are roof rack ties, with about as much bite as a soggy sandwich.
No such concerns for Chaos Crew. 2 hours build time left, and their crossbow already looks the real deal.
That's it, innit?
That sounded like it might be working.
Yes,
How's
yes.
it going, Chaos?
We've just decided we're going to try and load it by hand rather than we've got a winch to sort out and all that lot, so but it seems to load easy enough as it is.
Yeah, it's just load it by hand and just shoot it off like that.
Two of us pull it back, one set the trigger, job's done.
Yeah, I think it's quite good that you're all quite the size you are, because if you have each on loading...
Have a go.
All right.
Have a little pull.
There's no chance I'm going to be able to
We want it back to there. It puts on there, look.
So that's, you brace yourself on there.
Yeah.
One each side.
Hey, that's not so bad, is it?
You made us look weak.
But I tell you what, once I've done that
Don't
once,
let go.
I won't be able to do it again. I'm like, oh, that's quite enough time for tea and buns now. Now, when I came to see you and you were building this machine, I said I wouldn't bet against you this year. And, you know, I'm looking at all the other teams, and you're like twice as far as everybody else. So come on, what is the Chaos secret? Why are you so good?
Teamwork.
Well, we have to work for a living.
Inferring.
Some don't.
Over in the cop shop, there's some progress at last. Their swivelling shooting platform is spinning smoothly. Now all they need is a chair to sit on top. So Big Andy pays a visit to Dawn next door.
One of those. Well, it's either you let us borrow it, what do you want?
Tenner?
I haven't got tenner. I've got nothing on me.
Lay numbskulls. Good. Hold on. No, I won't do that. On you go.
Is that right?
Right on that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You're a star.
With a rotating shooting platform, the cops won't need to waste time manoeuvring their car into the perfect firing position, and the extra height it provides should generate extra distance. Also, because they've designed the platform to tilt up and down, they can control the spear gun's elevation. If they're under or overshooting, they just tilt the platform to compensate. So with the team's designs constantly changing, has our judge changed his mind on who's numero uno?
I mean, has your opinion changed about who your money's on?
I think if I was Chaos, I'd be a little worried by the cops. I mean, purely the elevation, the aiming is obviously going to be extremely good, and having an elevated platform gives you an advantage so that if you don't have a good cast, you still have a trajectory to come down onto your target. So a dark horse.
Yeah, but maybe not quite as dark a horse as the Tartan Starlets.
Shetland pony at the moment, I think. Yeah, there seems to be some progress. I mean, they've changed the design from this spring affair to a mortar, to a spring within a tube, which is interesting. And you know, I see the A-frame going up now, so hopefully there'll be a bit more advancement now. Yeah. And of course, also, all teams have to start thinking about possibly the most crucial part of the mechanism, which is the trigger or the release mechanism.
And the last time I had a quick glance in at the Chaos Crew, they actually have built the beginnings of a trigger. It's like a two-fingered release system that they have a block under one bit and it hinges back.
Yeah, that design it's a very old design. The Romans used it for 500 or 600 years, and it mimics the archer's fingers. It's in a vertical plane rather than a horizontal plane. Very simple, very effective. It gives a clean release and an effective release, no friction. My one concern with the Chaos engine, the Chaos machine, is the efficiency of the leaf springs. We don't know when they were tempered, we don't know how old they are, we don't know how much of a temper is left in the spring.
And when you say temper, so that's
the quality of the spring steel. But time will tell. I think they're just ahead a little bit, but I mean, the cops are probably starting to worry me a little bit. I think if they can find the bungee, I think they're in with a good chance.
If the cops are a threat to the Chaos Crew, what about the knuckleheads? They've got their skis, but they're still short of one straight length of steel.
We haven't got anything that's long enough to do what we need to do.
There's a flagpole there, which is the same as this. Would they notice if we stole the flagpole?
Typical. PC Bowser getting his mate to do the dirty work.
Next door, there's still no bungee, but the rest of the build is taking shape.
Because I don't really know what you're doing. I know this is, obviously, this is your firing position.
All right. This obviously gives 360 degrees.
Yeah.
Swivel all the way around.
So this is like a handbrake?
That's a handbrake.
And you just
lock into position.
Ah, right. Once
so
you're
we're
in
locked.
position. Brilliant.
And we're going to have a raise and lower mechanism up there as well.
Right. The big advantage you've got, apparently, according to some people, is that you've got, you know, really high position to fire from, which is an advantage.
Could help.
With so little build time left, it's a bit of a surprise to hear the Starlets have modified their plans. Yet again.
Hey, Tartan Starlets.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Whew, this looks like the nuttiest machine on the block.
It's a mean machine.
Yeah, explain to me how it works. So you fire pull the piece of wood away, push the piece of wood away, and then what happens?
Well, after Dawn struck the wood, the bar drops down and the wire reams through all these pulleys and the arrow goes shooting out into the air, hopefully.
Okay, so it's basically a series of pulleys, but the actual power's coming out of that spring at the back.
Yeah.
Typically, what the Starlets have built is truly unique. Potential energy stored in the large coiled spring. On release, the spring rebounds, and the energy is increased by the lever effect produced in a long steel arm. A rope attached to that arm, and held taut by a system of pulleys, acts as the bowstring firing the arrow along an elevated grooved runway. It's ingenious, but no one, not even the Starlets, can be sure how well it'll work.
Are you confident this is going to work? Do you think it's going to fire your arrow as far as you need it to go?
I don't know. I think we need to have a bit more tension in these back springs, maybe a more compressed one, pack it with plate to make it bigger spring so it pushes further.
The teams, the fickle arrow of hope is coming into conflict with the vicious cycle of time. You have 1 hour remaining. 1 hour remaining, teams.
Chaos Crew's build's already done and dusted, so Captain Andy's got time to add a few flourishes to the Chaos Cream van.
Beautiful.
But for our other 3 teams, there's still plenty of hard graft required. The knuckleheads have all their parts, but need to work fast to strap and weld everything together in time. Though not even a frantic finish can fluster Lurch today.
No problem whatsoever. I'm in a nice, good mood. The world is a happy place.
Our boys in blue always knew they'd be going right to the wire with their ambitious build. Their spear gun frame's nearly complete, but without bungee, all their effort will be wasted.
Is it your left arm when you start getting heart attack?
You two, let's give it a go.
Okay.
The Tartan Starlets think they've done all they can with their arrow thrower. A less than successful test fire suggests otherwise.
You have a bit more attention than that sprint.
Plenty of tweaking to be done, boys and girls.
Poor Les has been hunting for bungee all day, but it looks like his dedication to the cause has paid off. Right at the death, he's unearthed a rope for holding down cargo at sea, and it's got all the spring the cops could need. Q3 very relieved officers of the law.
Meanwhile, despite their technical glitches, Dawn has decided enough is enough. After all, she's barely got time to add that crucial final coat of paint. In contrast, the knuckleheads have knuckled down all day. Let's just hope it's all been worth it.
OK, teams, that's it. Your time is up.
Relax and unwind, because tomorrow you'll need all your potential energy to succeed round Rockingham's rough and rugged archery circuit. Well done, teams. Good build, well done.
Well done.
Group hug, come on, you guys.
Group hug.
Group hug.
In just 8 hours, our teams have succeeded in building no fewer than 2 giant crossbows, a fully rotating platform-mounted spear gun, and an utterly bonkers pulley-powered arrow launcher. Scrappy archers, let battle commence.
It's a race against the clock round the grounds of Rockingham Castle, with 3 Teutonic targets lying in wait. First, the teams have to take out one of these 2 armoured guards. Then hit this wooden fort from all of 30 yards. And finally, try to land an arrow on one of the shields hanging from these castle walls.
The teams have 3 shots at each target, score a hit and they move straight on to the next. But miss all 3 and a 1-minute penalty will be added to their time.
First team in the firing line are our race leaders, the Chaos Crew.
The targets are quivering. Do your worst.
Captain Andy's going to be driving and firing the mighty Chaos Bow, with Team Muscle John and Spike on reload duty.
Go on, Paul.
More elevation required.
Get your knee out of the way.
Whoa! Well, they hit something.
Hey, that's the barrel.
And the barrel beneath the target. So they
have to hit the target.
Their rate of fire's fast, but that's not worth a thing if they can't score a hit. And Andy's overcooked it. A 1-minute time penalty straight away.
Where is he? Can't see the target.
A bad start, and now Chaos Crew are struggling to get their bow into position for target 2.
Whoa, whoa, can we get it at that?
Yeah, right.
Go on, Chaos!
Go on!
The longest target on the course hit first time. That definitely helps the Chaos cause.
So it's manoeuvrability again now, losing time with manoeuvrability.
Whoa! Did we forward, are we all right?
No, that'll do you.
They've got power, but what about accuracy? Now they have to draw a bead on one of 3 shields barely 18 inches across.
Got it straight.
Well, they certainly hit. They hit the castle.
We're underway there.
Oh! Quite close. Yeah.
Last chance saloon for Chaos Crew.
This is it, boys.
Another miss, and 1 more minute added to their time as Andy crashes his way to the finish. That gives Chaos a respectable but beatable 8 minutes 36 seconds.
The contest's there for the taking, and first team to challenge will be Clever Celts, the Tartan Starlets.
Be brave of heart, you brave hearts. Go!
First concern for the starlets is whether Milo has the ground clearance to go off-road.
On the rough.
They're still going? Go on, stop.
And now we get to see if the Highland Flinger really works.
Not quite the range, but I mean, it came out the park.
The second shot's not much better. Neither's their third and final shot, but at least it's entertaining the crowd.
Each one is actually going further, but only by about a foot.
Next up is the fort. Perhaps added elevation will give them the distance they need. Apparently not. That only just cleared the bonnet. But they're not giving up. Doogie's determined to reload and fire their 2 remaining arrows.
I don't think the energy storage within that spring, I don't think it has the capabilities to throw it much further than that.
Now this is the shortest shot on the course, so perhaps the starlets can salvage some Scottish pride. But even the castle's outside the Flinger's range. That's 2 shots nowhere near, and a heckler in the crowd has had a good idea.
Just throw the last one!
Throw it!
Dougie! Get it!
Throw
it!
He's throwing the last one.
That was the furthest ever when he threw it.
So the Tartan's brave design comes up short. With no targets hit, that's 3 minutes added to their time, giving them a far from impressive 11 minutes 21 seconds.
Next up, 3 very determined officers and a large offensive weapon.
Cops and bodgers, hit those targets like a bolt from the boys in blue!
And they're off. Just about fitting underneath the start sign there.
First chance to see the cops' rotating platform in operation. First, Andy drives into place. Next, Big Andy positions the platform.
Okay, in locked.
Les loads the arrow and...
Yeah! Go!
a fantastic start for the cops.
Right, go.
But now it's time for their first reload.
Pull it back, mate. Oh, no, just...
And it seems pretty clear Les and Andy haven't worked on their technique.
It's off to the side.
No, just leave it there.
No, it's not.
We haven't got time, Les.
We've got time, mate.
Let it go. Come on, guys, do it.
If they don't get this quite right, their first shot will go over the target.
Yes, I would think so, yeah.
Come on. Yes, come on.
Way over the target.
Brilliant.
So now they know. They can get that right.
I need less pressure now.
The spear gun's got power to burn, but loading takes forever. At this rate, the cops will have to hit every target to get close to the Chaos Crew's time.
Okay.
Oh.
A misfire. All the cops can do is reload and try again.
Still got the arrow.
Go.
After a great start, the cops are losing their way.
We're taking forever here, mate. Right, okay. Slightly up, mate.
They've got to hit this final target to have any chance. But Les is tiring fast. That second shot's a real limp effort.
Right now. No, go!
A second misfire. It's frustration for the cops. All that power, but the time wasted reloading leaves them with 11 minutes 34 seconds. 13 seconds slower than the Tartan Starlets.
So 1 team left to go. Can the Knuckleheads snatch victory from Chaos Crew's grasp?
Do you fancy yourself a bit on this one? Because it seems to me that you've got a very quick reloading system.
Plus, we're front-facing with the shooting, which means I haven't got to back in and adjust the position. I just drive straight in, and they've got a very good arc of fire.
Brace your sinews and go on the sound of the horn!
Despite a dodgy gear change, the Beach Bug definitely has speed on its side.
So that's quick, straight in. They're right in the right position now.
And now how quickly can they load?
Their first shot's short, but Lurch is reloaded in next to no time.
Ready? Go.
Oh, no, that
was way off.
Well, they've loaded too quickly and they've pulled the string to one side.
So that will throw it off.
Yeah.
Perhaps the boys are rushing a bit too much. The final shot misses the sentry by inches. That's a 1-minute penalty, but Mick's not wasting time getting his team to target 2.
Steady on the brakes, Mick,
Not too fast.
In fact, they're a few seconds up on the Chaos crew at this point. But remember, Chaos scored a direct hit with their very first shot.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. And they're not wasting any time either.
The buggy's speed and agility is the only difference between the teams as they reach the final target, with the Knuckleheads just 5 seconds up on the Chaos. A hit here and surely they're guaranteed first place.
Oh! The time's ticking on. This is the thing must be in the back of their mind all the time, that time's running out.
Slow down.
And now Bowser's getting flustered.
Right to time.
Yeah, we're way off our target, though.
OK.
No, yeah, well, they've got the distance there.
All right, Bowser.
Can Bowser win the contest for the Knuckleheads?
Go on, baby.
So close.
It's all down to the dash for the finish. On the line, the Knuckleheads have just done enough. 4 seconds inside Chaos Crew's time. And at last, someone's beaten Chaos Crew in a Scrappy Races contest.
That's hard work, I tell you.
So after 2 events, it's a tie at the top, with Chaos Crew and Knuckleheads on 7 points. The Tartan Starlets are third with 4 points, with the Cops in last with just 2. But today's been all about one team.
First place, it's the Knuckleheads!
Well done, mate. Very
and
good.
don't forget to join us next when the teams will have another hill to climb.
Our teams are going to be getting down and dirty with a wheel-spinningly slippy hill climb in the Yorkshire Dales.
Turn her off.